Welcome to Project You. This podcast explores how integrating changes into your day can produce the best in health, longevity, and performance. We've recruited experts from around the globe who unleash their wisdom to transform your world. Project You dives into how to live a fully optimized life and uncovers tools and techniques to unleash your maximum potential. You only get one shot at this life, so let's get started.
All right, welcome back. This is Tuesday Tactic number 6. I use the general intro for the Project U podcast. I hope you're checking out those episodes as well. I'm going to be putting up a sort of emotional one a little bit later, I think this week. So look forward to that. And I want to dive into this episode head on. And so the title of the Periscope that goes along with this was Do You Eat Dirt? Or Why I Eat Dirt Every Day. And what I'm getting at is a simple way to detoxify your body. It's not actually dirt, but it's something found in the dirt. It's charcoal. And as a former full-time ER trauma doc, it's something that I used to use almost every shift when I worked in the academic setting in a very large urban level 1 trauma center. People would overdose and they would ingest all sorts of pills and things like that. And if you got to them early, like within less than an hour of when they took it, we oftentimes would give activated charcoal, and that would help bind up some of the drugs and help get it out of the body, basically bind it up so that the body could poop it out, keep it from getting absorbed into the bloodstream. And it wasn't pleasant. Oftentimes we had to put a tube in their stomach or, through their nose into their stomach and sort of force this stuff in. It was nasty. And if it got into their lungs, oh man, huge problems. So anyways, what I'm talking about is just a simple little tablet form, activated charcoal. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it across the web. And what it does is it binds a variety of toxins. And whether you want to admit it or acknowledge it or not, we are all putting toxic crap in our bodies. It comes from our foods. It comes from pesticides that are sprayed on our foods or incorporated into the food when it's grown. Think of the packaged things. And so any little bit that can help get some of that stuff out of my body, I'm going to take advantage of it. And simply taking a capsule or two pretty much on a regular basis every day, sometimes more than once a day, depending on if I know if I'm going to be going out to eat or going over to someone's house for supper and just a little bit, worried about how they harvested their produce from the garden. For example, Roundup, we all know what Roundup is, and that stuff sticks around for decades in the soil, and it's linked to diabetes and kidney cancer. So I don't want to eat that in my food, and I doubt you do too. So what to do, what to know. Charcoal, basically, stuff sticks to it and you poop it out, okay? It's not perfect. Nothing is perfect in health, science, or medicine. And it doesn't bind very well to heavy metals or alcohol or lithium. So those are things to know. Obviously, we talked a little bit in the previous episodes about mercury fillings, and I'll get more into that. I'm going to be interviewing a dentist for the podcast, and we're going to talk a little bit about the mouth as a portal of entry. And it's a topic that's going to be a new module in my men's health course. And so anyways, what I wanted to share is just a little simple way to detoxify your body. We talked about infrared sauna and other things in the past. And so if you're using activated charcoal, adequate water intake is essential. Otherwise, you might be spending some time in the literally smallest room in your house, if you know what I mean. So, and don't be surprised if the stool is a little bit dark, a little bit black after taking activated charcoal. That's normal. However, black stool every day, that's a problem. That's probably a bleeding ulcer that deserves immediate medical attention. So like most things, there is some controversy whether or not charcoal does what it's supposed to do or what it's touted to do. There are some studies and data on that. But think about this. How many other things do we do in our life that may or may not have 100% irrefutable, I can't talk today, irrefutable proof whether or not it works? But we do it anyways. So my thought for my own body is that if this is going to help, this might extend my lifespan, might help detoxify some of the pollutants and toxins that are invariably part of our diet and our daily exposure, I'm willing to take that chance and make the effort to do so. Word of caution, the activated charcoal like we use in the ER, that's not good for pregnant people. It's category C, which is bad. And people who've had problems with like bowel obstructions, bowel blockages, vomiting, things like that, should not be taking activated charcoal. And the package inserts and the warning labels also show that people who take Celexa or citalopram, which is an anxiety depression medication, digoxin or theophylline, which is an older asthma medicine, they shouldn't really be using charcoal either. So As I always, talk to your personal physician if you have questions, concerns, or chronic problems. And I'll be talking later on a little bit about chlorella and spirulina, mostly chlorella in terms of detoxing. And so the take-home point here is you need to decide for yourself how you want to approach the issue of toxicity. To stick your head in the sand or proverbial dirt, if you will, based on this episode. It's really to ignore the problem that is persistent and is not going away, and these effects are cumulative on your body. These toxins are stored in the tissues and the fat, and I also shared on a previous Periscope why losing weight feels bad, and that has to do with some of these toxins coming out of the fat into the circulatory system when you lose weight, and then people feel bad. And what do you do when you feel bad? You eat. And so it's a cyclical problem. And so I'm going to wrap up the Tuesday Tactic with that, and just a shout out to the new men's health course students who picked up about 30 students in the past week and are up to 27 reviews. Almost all those are 5-star. So you can check out that course on my blog as always. That course is a little bit less expensive than the Udemy version, but has all the same great materials and a direct access to me as always. Or just visit udemy.com and you can find Men's Health 1.0 Journey to Optimal Health. I'd love to see you in the course and help you reach your optimal self. Take care. Have a great week. And I'll be talking to you soon on the next Project U podcast. Take care.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Project U. Head over to iTunes and leave a review, or join the conversation on the blog at mitchellnd.com. Have a great week.